Welcome back to predicting awful, terrible, shit UFC Apex cards. This time it's Moicano versus Duncan, and I am just fucking thrilled to be back predicting these fucking awful cards, as you can clearly tell. But on a lighter note even, um, in the last last cards that we've had in main events, I am now 5-9 because we had a bit of a skid at the beginning of the year, and in co-main events we are now 6-9. So yeah, it's still not good though, is it? It's still not fucking good at all. But let's just get straight into the video because I'm so excited to be predicting these shitty fights. First fight of the night: Azamat Pekoev versus Tresean Gore. And if you know anything about Tresean Gore, you know he's just the GOAT of the division. He just is the GOAT of the division. He's working his way up. You know, he's a new prospect. Fast hands, amazing takedown defense. No, I'm joking, like for real. But you know what he does look like though? He looks like a black version of Mike Tech Horribly. See that would be racist, you know what I mean? Like, just because he's black, you know what I mean? But like on a real, he does kind of look like a black Mike Tech Horribly, you know? Ooh ooh ooh. But on a real, Azamat Pekoev is going to win this fight. The most easy fucking prediction I'm going to get on this card. Tresean Gore, I will say this: he does have underrated takedown defense. He was actually doing pretty well in the Vieira fight, defending takedowns. But Vieira just kept on shooting, thinking he's Marab or some shit. And this fucking stupid ad is back again. It's pissing me off. I hate Tapology. But Azamat Pekoev, his only loss he's had in the UFC is to what's that guy's name? The kickboxer guy, Belgari, right? Belgari's he's gonna move up, he's gonna be something in the division, right? No shame in losing to him. But his last two fights, right, where he finished them in the first round via like, what was it? Yeah, here, first two fights, Ryan Lauder, Zachary Reese, and I know they're shit opponents, right? But he's finishing them quick, as you should with shit opponents, right? That tells me enough, right? Also, I wish we got to see him fight Torres Finney, because Torres Finney is the most boring, shitty fighter on the fucking roster. But, you know, a-hole, right? And then I'm looking through Tresean Gore's career, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, yuck. Like, Rodolfo Vieira fight, it was semi-close, you know, like, I remember watching it and being like, he might win this one, you know, he might actually get a win. But then he lost to Marco Tulio. Yeah. He beat Antonio Trocoli, or Trocoli, as the announcement commentary people like to call him. I don't like calling him Trocoli. Just sounds like some fucking broccoli with fucking rabies or something. It's fucking Trocoli. He's like, the point I'm trying to make is that he's shit, right? He just is shit. Like, I do want to see him do well, so I can call him the Black Mighty or blind go ooh 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 every time he wins and plants a fucking punch. But it's just not gonna happen. And I've just spent 3 minutes talking about a prelim fighter. Lord help us, Lord fucking help us. But yeah, let's move on. Right, what I'm gonna do for the next like a minute is I'm gonna quickly go through the filler fights, also known as the women's fights. So we got Dion Barboza versus Melissa Gatto, and we're gonna do the look check here, right? Who looks more like a man? And what I'm gonna go with here is Dion Barboza. She looks more like a dude. Right, now we're gonna move on to the other one, which was Elise Pereira versus Haley Cohen, and they both don't look like men. So I'm kind of stuck here. I don't know, I'll go with Elise Pereira. She's kind of cuter, I guess. Right, moving on to the next fight. I know that's actually all the filler fights on the prelims. Is there any more? Surely there is. No, that's literally it. Okay, cool. I genuinely thought there was a lot more. But anyway, let's get on to like the actual fights that we actually give a fuck about. Right, moving on to the next fight, which is Darius Flowers versus Lando Veneta.
Pull your trousers up, you clown!
Right, if you know anything about Lando Veneta, um, you'll know he's a super active fighter. Like his last fight was in 2023 April, 2023 April, um, and he's now how old is he? About 35, 34, 34. He's 34, and yeah, age doesn't help you at all in MMA, so I'm kind of forced to choose Darius Flowers. But like, if this was like a few years ago and this fight was to happen, I would have probably chose Lando Veneta. Like Lando Veneta against what was his name? Like the first minute of a Zell Huber fight, he was kind of fighting like a shitter Volkanovski, and it was low key kind of it was okay. But Darius Flowers, I just think he's going to have more muscle in the clinch. He's willing to scrap in the pocket, has more will to win, all this type of stuff. There's the same old with like these like prelim fighters. It's always the same thing. But yeah, Lando Veneta, our most favorite, very active fighter. Right, we're on to the next fight, which is Alessandro Costa versus Stuart Nicole. Alessandro Costa is actually pretty, he's actually not too bad. Like, he did well against Usyk. He did lose to Usyk, and he did lose to Amir Albazi, but, like, they're top of the division. Meanwhile, Stuart Nicole has fought fucking nobody. Maybe Jesus Aguilar is alright opponent he fought, but, yeah, I don't know. Like these fights are so fucking dog shit. I don't even know. Like I'm literally questioning my life decisions right now. I just want you to know this. Again, I only get messages when I hit record. Alessandro Costa is going to win this fight because he's fought better opponents, has more experience, and he seems to be a win one, lose one fighter, and he is now due a win. So I am going to choose Costa to win. Um, I ain't over explaining this one. It's a fucking prelim fight. Right, we're on to the next fight, which is Thomas Peterson versus Jeremy Pat. Um, right, because the UFC Fight Pass app is so amazingly good, and when I'm making these fight breakdowns, I've actually got to go back and do research on the fighters and watch their fights and be like, who is looks like they're gonna lose. But for one of these guys' fights, do you want to know something really cool? Yeah, they haven't even uploaded his fights onto Fight Pass for me to find. And I've looked on the pay-per-view stuff itself, the ones that are like 3 hours, them ones, and I still can't fucking find it. So I'm forced to choose Thomas Peterson here because I have zero fucking footage on this undefeated guy who might actually be fucking really good at heavyweight, but all I can see at the moment is that he's not fat heavyweight, he's just semi-built, is he? He's actually pretty built, so yeah, I don't know, he could be really fucking good, but Thomas Peterson is kind of like that fat guy in the, like literally Peter Griffin in the division, right? And he's basically just in the middle for a reason. He's never going to leave the in the middle, but he's always going to beat people such as an up-and-comer, and I am going to go with the like the veteran, I guess, here in this situation. But yeah, UFC, fix your fucking website. I'm sick of fucking going on wild ass fucking goose chases for fucking fights that don't exist on the fucking app. And then I go on YouTube and it's not on there either. What have I gonna do? What have I gotta do? You know what I mean? But fuck 'em, lazy billionaire company. What the fuck? We're now on to the main card, which is Robert Ruchala versus Jose Delano. And if you made this far, please subscribe. We're trying to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of 2026. But I'm going with Jose Delano here. I watched his Contender Series fight. He's just fucking buzzing around, switch dancing, smacking him with straight shots, fucking kicking him, fucking combinations are wild. And Robert Ruchala is just way too patient. He's kind of way too patient, and I could so see like Jose Jose Delano just jab crossing and finish him with a body kick under his long guard. I can so see that happening. I just don't think Ruchala is one defensive enough, and two, is he though? I don't know. I'm thinking about it because like he fought Gomez, who is not shit, but he's UFC caliber, right? But Jose Delano, he didn't fight someone who was awfully terrible. He was just very gun shy. So now I'm second guessing myself. No, I'm going to stick with Jose Delano. I think he's really good. Yeah, I think he's really, really good. I think he's going to be something in the division. Like, he has one loss in his record to fucking Gabriel Santos, who's supposed to be, like, some really good guy. Is he in the UFC? Oh, he's in the UFC now, so he is a really good guy. Oh, no, he beat Jack Jenkins, so he is fucking good. And he had a split decision with Lerone Murphy. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. Whoa, that got me off guard, right? So yeah, we've got a fucking animal on our hands, essentially, is what the Tapology is telling me. If it's true, we know how shit Tapology is. But yeah, I am going with Delano. I think Delano's really good, a really good prospect, up and coming. Yeah. On to the next fight: Tommy McMillan versus Milano Vicini. Vicini. That it was like a tongue twister the first time I tried to say that, but yeah, but I'm excited to predict this one because Tommy McMillan is probably one of the best prospects to come out of the Dana White's Contender Series in a very, very long time, and thankfully they didn't give him fucking C-Rod as his first opponent because C-Rod just becomes the greatest fighter on earth when he fights undefeated prospects, but on a real, Tommy McMillan should beat this Italian dude in any fucking way he wants to beat him. If he decides he wants to strike with him, he should probably beat him. If he wants, which is probably Tommy McMillan's weak point there, which is very weird considering he trains with Sean O'Malley, probably the best striker ever, like ever, and I'll stand on that. But yeah, it's not like it's bad either. It's all right. He just has zero defense, but his grappling's where it's at, and I do think he's going to get like a front headlock choke or something. But if you ever watch his Contender Series fight where his head was in the fucking choke and his head's just like popping out that dude's armpit, and it's like looks like it's about to be teared off, it was grim. It was grim, but he got out of it, and he's gritty. He's a gritty fucking lad from fuck knows where they're all at, but he is gritty, and it's what you want to see. Because when there's like a close decision, like who fuck knows how that decision was going to go on the Contender Series, and he fucking grits down, hands down, and starts throwing fucking jab crosses and stuff. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see them fucking shadow boxing out of range like a majority of these fucking men's fighters do. Like, this is not WMMA. On to the next fight, which is Rafael Estevam versus Ethan Ewing, and I'm kind of pissed off because it just deleted my audio file for this specific section of the prediction video. I am kind of fucking fuming about that. But I will be going with Ethan Ewing because I just think is Estevam cannot take Ewing down, and we need to take into account here that Ethan Ewing fought a featherweight against Malcolm Wellmaker, and let's be honest, he kind of made Malcolm Wellmaker look kind of mid in a power merchant, right? Let's be honest, he just did, right? But now he's moving down to his natural weight class, which is bantamweight, and Rafael Estevam is moving up to bantamweight because he's fucking huge for flyweight. I don't know how he made the weight. I really don't know how he made the bantamweight division. Fuck, the flyweight division. That was my best Joe Rogan impression, that was. Uh, yeah, leave abuse in the comment section. Ethan Ewing is going to win this fight because I just think he has the power advantage, the striking advantage. Rafael Estevam has okay striking, but it's nothing like an Ewing. If he takes the grappling approach, I have faith for once in a guy who might be able to defend the takedowns and strike with him on the feet. And I'm hesitating here because I'm thinking of all the times I've said that and it went wrong, and they've just been laid on top of, literally laid on top of. Sorry to be leafy as ear for a second, but literally laid on top of and did absolutely fuck all while I've got to listen to Muppets on Twitter talk about how dominant it was, even though he landed a total of 10 fucking strikes. I don't know what that was, but yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm going with Ethan Ewing. But I'm gonna say TKO in the second round. I'm gonna say TKO. There's times where Rafael Estevam has been rocked, and yeah, I think someone with real power who has a lot of KOs on the regionals might be able to do this here. I'm gonna say KOs like a thingy, but he will win. He will win. It's a very close fight though. I'm just saying this because I'm hesitating here because it's a 50-50. It literally is a 50-50. On to the next fight, which is Abdul Rahman Yakiev versus Brenson Ribeiro. And as a proud half Kurdish male, I would love to choose uh, Benson Ribeiro to win this fight because I just do not like Turks at all. I just do not like them. But in this case and scenario, I have to go with the guy who I think is going to win, and I do just think Abdul is just a lot better fighter. Like, I know he fought fucking what's his name? It's that Brazilian guy who just quits every single time. Yeah, like Kikera. He will literally like it was such a shit fight, man. He's such shit. How is he even in the sport, man? He's shit, man. Um, but yeah, he is fucking awful, and he beat that guy, and then all the Turks are in comment sections thinking that like we are different, but like nobody really cares, man. You know, wait till we take back Constantinople. You know, you know what I mean. Um, right, Brenson Ribeiro is coming off about 50 million knockouts. What was it? Let's have a look again. He came off a ground and pound TKO loss, a ground and pound. No, he got knocked out by Mirzakhanov. Before that, he got a Kimura. Before that, he got a split decision. Then after that, he got a majority decision, and he got knocked out before that. Yeah. So what that tells me is that he's fucking chinny as fuck and he's gonna get knocked out by this fucking Turkish guy. But Brenson Ribeiro, this is probably the first time I'm ever gonna be rooting for you to win a fight. So yeah, and if you win and knock him out cold or submit him, like you'll probably be my favorite fighter on the record on the roster. A bit like that Iwo Baranovsky guy who beat up Ivo Aslan. Yeah. This is not inciting violence. I'm playing a character. I'm playing a character. Yeah, yeah. I just really don't like Turks, and I have every right to. In all fairness, have you read the shit the Turks are doing to the Kurds? I have every single fucking right to. Right, on to the main event: Werner Jandiroba versus Tabata Ricci, and why do we have women co-main events, right? Because this is what fucks up my prediction, right? Is these fucking fights, these women fighters. Like, I swear, if every single person on MMA YouTube just did men's fights, we'd have over an 80%, 70% accuracy. Just saying. But because these fuckers exist, it's now more like 50 or something. And it is shocking. But, like, you know what? Why don't we have Ethan Ewing as a co-main event, Tommy McMillan as a co-main event? Fucking Thomas Peterson would be a better co-main event, but yeah, I know. I guess I can't really say that after Alexa Grasso actually got a knockout the other weekend. That was kind of fun. But I'm gonna go with Werner Jandiroba. Why? Because I'm not gonna go recency bias of her getting laid on top of by Mackenzie Dern in a boring fight, and all the simps came out on Twitter after that fight before shitting on Tom Aspinall for getting poked in the eye like it's his fault, like he poked himself in the eye. But I will be going with Werner Jandiroba. You know, let's just go on to we're going to the main event. Fuck this shit. On to the main event, which is Renato Moicano versus Chris Duncan. This one is a pretty self-explanatory one. I think this is quite an easy one, but there is a way. Chris Duncan, I am choosing Chris Duncan to win, and the reason I'm choosing Chris Duncan to win is because I don't see a way where Moicano can make Chris Duncan pay for the chaos he creates in the cage. Like, you got to look at his losses. Torres, was it Manuel Torres? When he beat Duncan because he was able to make him pay with his power. Now, Moicano does have underrated power, I do think that, but like, there's nothing like he doesn't have many knockouts on his record, does he? He doesn't have many knockouts, right? And that's the type of shit I'm on about. He's not like he's gonna like one shot knockout Chris Duncan when he tries to cause the chaos. I think the main way that Moicano can get this done is taking a back in some sort of like grappling sequence. But I just don't think, because I haven't really seen Chris Duncan have his back taken in any sort of scenario. Or am I wrong? I've watched a few of his fights again. I haven't seen him. And it's like Chris Duncan legitimately went round one with Torres no, it's not Torres Finney. Why does that keep on? What's his fucking name? Terence McKinney. And Terence McKinney has also wilded round one, and that's why a lot of people chose Terence McKinney to win. And I almost did. I may have actually did, but no, I didn't. I didn't choose. I chose Chris Duncan. But Terence McKinney, they both went at it in the first round, and Chris Duncan legitimately just outdogged him in the first round. This is Terence McKinney we're on about first round, about 8 first round finishes, was it? I saw a stat of it the other week when he was fighting. Crazy stuff. Terence McKinney is a very entertaining fighter, right? And then we've always got the Rebecki fight, which I don't know how long Chris Duncan's going to be able to fight the way he fights, but he is a dog. I'm just saying it. I rewatched that fucking Rebecki fight, and that was crazy. But it all comes down to just, who am I going to trust? The 37-year-old Moicano, who has made his money. He's fought for a title, yes, on short notice, but like, do you really think in his mind he was going to get to the title shot? I don't think so. I don't think he was. But Chris Duncan, he's on a trajectory here. And yes or no, if we gave, let's say if we swapped opponents here, we gave fucking Moicano, whoever, and we give Chris Duncan, like, I don't know, Beneil Dariush, a former opponent of Renato, right? Who do we think is going to win that fight? Because I think Chris Duncan knocks out Beneil Dariush in round one. I just think that will happen. And Chris Duncan, he has underrated power, just saying. And Moicano is kind of chinny. He is kind of chinny. Just saying. He is kind of chinny. But with Moicano, I just don't think, like, he's opening his own gym. He isn't going to want it as much anymore. He's got his money now, and it's like, Chris Duncan's still up and coming. He's not seen that sort of money. He may have got like a bit of money off the fight night bonuses, because they've been spoiling the fighters recently. I wonder how well that goes for him. But yeah, our finish is pretty self-explanatory. I think Chris Duncan's going to win by creating chaos and then just outdogging him. I could really see a first round finish, second round finish, a really early finish for Chris Duncan, but I ain't going to go that far. I'm going to say decision. Or maybe a fourth round TKO as well. I could see anything. I could really see like submission as well. But yeah, and even again, Moicano's got to be careful with his neck shooting takedowns, because like, the guillotine of Chris Duncan is crazy. So yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Like, subscribe. We're trying to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of 2026, and follow me on Twitter.